What's up, guys? We're only a couple hours away from the mob vote here, so I'm a little late, but hopefully you'll be able to see this before the mob vote itself. Because, yeah, today I would like to be talking about the mobs that we are voting for. Which one's my favorite, which one isn't, and what are the pros and cons of each mob variant. Now, first, we will cover the glare right over here. Please excuse my terrible interpretations of each of the mobs. Yeah, but we have the glare. Now, the glare is going to be a mob that hates darkness. If you haven't seen the videos, they hate darkness, but contradictory to that, they will go towards darkness and throw a hissy fit to tell the player that they should light that area up. Now, personally, I don't see myself using this function all that much unless the glare were to give you some sort of light source. Like, it would be cool if the glare could give you a glowberry or something like that, or even a torch to light the area up, but I don't think that's how it's going to work. It's just a mechanic to tell players, hey, you should come and light this area up. Now, I will say this does sound good for newer players because newer players may not know about the correlation between light mechanics and mob spawning. So this will teach them how to place torches or whatever, place light to avoid mob spawn. All right, mob number 2, the allay. The allay is a big fan of both items and music. If you give an allay an item, it will go out and search for said item. Now, the thing that remains unclear about this is if they can break items, if they just collect drops. We're not exactly sure, but knowing Minecraft, it will probably only collect drops. Now, this may sound not very useful to begin with, because if an item's already dropped, you can just go and collect it yourself, but this does sound really useful for mob farms or really any farms of the sort. Picture a giant sugarcane farm that you have, and you don't feel like placing all the rails or the hoppers or whatever. So you just have a swarm of these guys just going around picking up sugarcane. And of course, they like music, so where will they take the sugarcane? They'll fly it on over to the nearest jukebox, which you have very conveniently surrounded with hoppers. Doesn't that sound cool? Yeah, that sounds pretty freaking cool. And they dance, just like parrots. And we all love parrots, right? And last, but certainly not least, we have the cursed iron golems over here. Yeah, these ones are a little harder to create, and I'm on a time crunch. So, yeah, these are the iron golems. Now, the iron golems can be crafted and or spawned by the player themselves, much like regular iron golems. And with the copper golems, if they are the ones to be voted, Minecraft will also introduce the copper button. Ooh, yes, shiny, pretty, interesting. And of course, since they're introducing both at the same time, the copper golem will be enticed to press said copper buttons. Now, this at first to me just sounded like an aesthetic thing. Just, okay, you have a control room with a few copper golems, as you see here, and they're walking around pressing buttons and looking like they're doing stuff. Yeah, sounds cool. And it probably would be cool. But in reality, I think all these things would be useful for is a randomizer. And we already have so many randomizers in the game. I mean, chickens alone are a randomizer. You just place a pressure plate on the ground, trap a chicken, and then wait for the chicken to stand on the pressure plate. So yeah, I don't see these guys being extremely useful. And additionally, after a while of you spawning them in, the player spawning them in, they will grow weathered and eventually become weathered statues, as you see here. The problem with this is, of course, then they're not there forever. You would have to keep replacing them. And they haven't explained if you can wax copper golems. If you can wax copper golems, I think that would be a lot more useful. But as it stands, we cannot. And that's where we stand on 2020 Mob Vote. Now you may be asking yourself, Skids, which one do you like the most? Personally, I like this guy right here. I like the allay. Yeah, the glare, like I said, I don't see myself seeing that much, but it would be useful for newer players. The allay, I could totally see myself using, and it would just be fun and interesting to have an entire farm ran with allay, just flying around picking up your items. And again, the copper golem, while it sounds cool, it would probably look cool, it doesn't seem all that useful. And the only thing that's really drawing me towards the copper golem, because I do have a split vote between the allay and the copper golem, is the copper button. Oh yeah, those copper buttons would look great on any copper build that you have as like studs, rivets, whatever. So I'm torn. Ally or Copper Golem? Leave a comment down below on which one you think I should vote for and which one you are voting for. Other than that, see you at live. Oh yeah.